Hello everyone, Drum Tech drummer and online educator Kenny Sharretts coming to you with a video on several great ways on how to tune an 8x14-inch snare drum. Now today's drum will be a special feature from a company called GK Drums, and this drum was custom designed for me by my friend Gary Kohlheim over at GK Drums. So if you're looking for a custom drum, something that is your own design, your own look, your own build, check out GK Drums. Give them a holler and they'll put together a beautiful snare drum or drum for you with the shells you want, the lugs you want, the stain you want, and they're going to do a great job doing it, y'all. Now during this video we're going to be using an Evans HD Dry 2-ply head with an Evans 300 on the bottom. It's what's on the drum and it's what we're going to use. And we're going to go through a whole bunch of different tunings on this drum so you can see kind of the range that an 8-inch by 14-inch snare drum gives you. Now, for those watching the YouTube video, I promise there'll be tons of great tuning tips and tech tips and interval tips on how to tune this snare drum. But if you want to learn step-by-step how I tune this drum, head on over to kennysharretts.com where the full step-by-step lesson will be available as a standalone lesson, as well as parts of annual pack number 2 and number 3. So let's get on with checking out this drum. Now, as anyone who's watched one of my videos knows, I like to start with my drums at finger tight. And by finger tight, I mean a little bit tighter than just finger tight. I want all the wrinkles out of the head and I want tension on the drum. So I'm going to be using these Remo Quicktech keys to finger tighten these drums. They have the lovely tips on top with a little bit of rubber on top that helps you get an extra grip. And if you have keys with tips on them like this, they're great for finger tightening and help you keep your fingers from hurting or getting greasy. But if you don't have tips, I'm going to show you a trick I do with these, which is using the shaft of the key. Now, we're going to, again, finger tight. I've actually already finger tightened this drum to a specific low pitch so we can start well with a balanced drum. But the key to getting your drums finger tight is to get all the tension rods along the same area of the thread, as well as to get even tones all the way around the drum. So you're starting out evenly, and it gives you a better chance of tuning evenly as you go up in tension. Now, I'm going to follow this pattern. It's real simple, y'all. All right, and I'm going to brush up on the shoulder, and I got nothing there. I'm glad to double check this. We're going to go 1, 2, tiny X. Then we're going to jump on over to the big X. And I just find this pattern works really well for giving you the best chance of pressing the head down instead of rocking it down using one key back and forth or just going around in a circle with 2 keys. This kind of presses the head down and gives you the best chance of even tension. Now I know for a fact, since I checked it beforehand, that this top head is at a G sharp 3 and this bottom head is at a G4. And in this video, I'm going to start with a tight bottom head. Normally I'll go through a lot of different tunings, but with an 8-inch deep drum, you tend to get the best sensitivity if you have a tight bottom head, and G is a great starting pitch for the bottom head. So the good thing about this is that with this drum set where it's at, it's pretty much ready to go. And I'm just going to give it a couple little snugs up in the places I heard a little bit of tension down, a little bit of pitch differential to make sure we're starting even. And just give this, just the wee snug up. One right here as well, just to make sure. There we go. And now we're starting at even tension all the way around, getting good even tones. And so let's check out what this super low tension is, because there's no wrinkles on the head, and the drum has actually got some pitch and tone to it. So I'm going to slap on a pair of moon gels, because at this pitch and this tension, it's going to ring. And I want a thick, controlled sound out of this drum, kind of like a nice old school 80s snare, you know what I mean? That fat back snare that a lot of times people would use this kind of drum for in the studio. Oh, yeah, that's super fat and sploshy, y'all. And it gives you that big spread that you want when you're going for that 80s fat back snare sound. So let's go ahead and take it up a round of turns and check out and see what we get as we go up through the range of tensions as this drum is capable of doing to see all the sounds we can get out of it. Come on. So let's hear what this drum sounds like. Now at these lowest tunings, we're still getting a lot of sing out of the drum, even with a couple of moon gels on it. But it's part of the texture of this drum. And I'm not trying to over muffle it or not let it be itself, y'all. And this is what pure tunings can give you. So let's give it another quick round of turns up and see what we get at the next tension. Yep, 83.5 to 84. And again, if they all sound the same to me, I tend to use it just to see if there's anything a little low. So these two could use the most micronic turn up, and this could be a micronic turn up. That is popping and cracking, man. Kind of like right in the middle, almost the perfect snare sound if you ask me, because it's got depth at both rim shot and stick. Sensitive for snares across the board, and it sits right in the middle of a mix. So let's go ahead and take it up another round of turns and see what it sounds when we get this drum just a little bit higher in pitch. Solid. Make sure I'm correct in what I'm hearing. There we go, a nice perfect fourth. And again, these are new heads on this drum, so they're inevitably going to stretch as you play them, but that is okay. So let's hear what this perfect fourth sounds like, y'all. I'm going to listen to it a little without a gel. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That drum is popping, man, with a nice ring, nice throat and body to it. And this is one of the advantages of an 8.5 or an 8x14-inch snare drum, is that you can tune it up to higher tensions and still get a lot of body out of the drum. Move this in just a touch more. See if we can control that ring with just one. Focus it out a little bit. I'm going to come on over here to the tension rod. Oh man, that is cracking for days, y'all. It's got a lovely tone to it, nice rebound, nice and comfy. And I'm gonna give it just a little bit more gel. See what we do, in which that case I'm gonna move these to the edges because I wanna control the ring, but I don't wanna kill it. Ah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's cracking with a lot of body to it and feels great to play. But I want to see what happens if we take this up just one more round of turns. So we got a major third between the two heads, y'all. Let's check it out. So let's get this drum ready to do some playing and see what this major third sounds like on this drum. Wow! Now, I love the sound of that open drum, but I know most engineers in the studio or live may not. Live, you might get away with it, but in the studio, they'll want a little muffling on there. So let's see what one gel does. Okay, y'all, so that is absolutely rocking, cracking, but still a lot of full body. And this is what I love about an 8-inch by 14-inch snare drum. You can tune it up higher and get a nice crack, but you still got the body of the drum, whether it's with a stick or with the rim shot. You still get a full-bodied sound. Now, I want to hear what this sounds like when I have 2 moon gels on it, just to close that ring down enough to where we can get a nice, clean sound. Ooh. Mmm. Absolutely happening. Now, this is kind of like where I like to have an 8x14-inch snare drum tune because it's just got so much crack, so much depth. And man, you just can't beat that sound. It's an amazing sound. So I hope this video has helped you learn more about the sounds you can get at different tensions on an 8x14-inch snare drum, especially when keeping this bottom head at a nicely tight G4. Please stick around and watch more videos at YouTube Kenny Sharretts. And if you want to learn step-by-step how I tune this lovely custom GK Drums 8x14-inch snare drum while helping to support my channel, head on over to kennysharretts.com, where the full step-by-step lesson is streaming as a standalone lesson and as a part of annual packs number 2 and number 3. And if you're looking to have a custom snare drum or any kind of custom drum built to your specs with your choice of hoop, your choice of shell, your choice of lugs and snare throw-off, or any other accoutrements that come with the drums, check out GK Drums because they did an incredible job on my snare drum. I'm sure they'll do a great job on yours.